welcome back to my channel. If you're interested to see how I made illusion neckline for a baby girl of 8 years old, please watch this video to the end. Thank you. Okay, so we start with pattern making. This is my starting point. I lost that video, so right now I will demonstrate with this rough paper what I did to that brown paper. I measured 12.5 for the length of the bodice. What I needed is 11.5, but I added 1 inch for sewing allowance. Okay, so I wrote the starting point and mark out the shoulder. Here measurements for this 8 years old. I'll be using 12, half of it is 6 plus 0.5 inch for sewing allowance. That's 6.5. Going down by 0.5. I mark my neck measurement, which is 2.5. Then I join the slant line together. My armhole, I use 6.5. I measured that. The chest measurement is 27. I measured my 6.75 and I added 1.25 sewing allowance. You know, the sewing allowance is up to you. You can use 1.5, you can use 1 inch as you like it. So for the waist measurement, I use 25 inches. So 25 inches divided by 4, that's 6.5 plus 1.25 sewing allowance. I connect my lines. So right here I first draw a straight line, then I measure the midpoint. Then I came in by 0.5, then connect the lines. If you have a curve ruler, use it for this part. Likewise, the depth of the neck, I measure down my 2.5 and connect the curve. So right now this is just basically what I did for the brown paper pattern that we lost the video. So let's continue with the brown paper. So right now I'll measure my yoke. I want from that shoulder and hip, I measure 4 inches down and draw a straight line. So this is the part that I'll be cutting out in front. I label this yoke. Then I use this before I cut out the yoke. I'll use this pattern to cut out the back pattern. I trimmed it out. I use it to cut my back pattern. So this paper, I'm managing paper pretty much. So there's no room for allowance, for zip allowance, but I'll make sure I do that on my main fabric. So from the down parts, I measure 3 inches upwards, and on the shoulder part of the back, I got the midpoint. Then I'll connect the shape in a curving manner like this. It's kind of like X, at the same time looks like C. So this is what I connect, and I'll label that top part, the two parts, because I want to use sequins for the down parts. I labeled it so that I won't forget when I'm transferring this on my fabric. I indicate that I need to put zipper allowance here. I indicated that. So this is it, guys. I'll cut this out, leaving the allowances on the fabric when I cut out. See the front, I cannot cut out now since I'm done using it for the back. pattern. So these are I pinned them to the fabrics, and I cut them out, making sure that the spaces on top for joining, for the parts that will need to be joined. And the two, I cut two for the front parts. And for the back, I remember to put the zipper allowance, another allowance by the edge to that I'll use to sew it together. So for the tool at the back, I cut four, two for each side, two for each side. So then we move to sewing. This is the neck. I have joined both parts together. I will grade my seam on the inside, then turn to the right side. I hope what I'm doing is quite self-explanatory. When you are cutting, please be careful. Don't cut into your stitch, and we don't want to leave too much on the side at the same time. So cut carefully. I sew and cut the sides to the side up. I don't know if you remember this side I cut last time. So this is it for the front yoke. Is almost done. So right now I'll put this on the lining, right side facing each other. I'll put the lace on it too, like this, and I'll sew them together. I'll put it in between, and I'll sew it together with my 0.5 inch. I sew it. I don't know what's wrong with the camera. It's not standing well. So I top stitched it, and now I make loop for the buttonholes. This is the 0.5 hole and rope rather. So I trimmed off the allowances on the edge, and I fold it into 2.5 so I can cut each, and I want to make sure everything is the same length. So the loops are ready. I took out the parts of the back part that I'll be putting the loops. It's quite transparent, but this is how I fold the loop. I hope I'm done fixing the loops. You face it to the inside, and now I joined it to the other part. You know, it's two on each side. Then I graded the seam. I joined it to the main and the sequence and the lining parts. I put it in between, just like I did for the front, and I will top stitch the back. Top stitch carefully, making sure that the seam is resting on the lining part. So this is what it looks like after top stitch, and the loops, this is what it looks like. Meanwhile, I still open the shoulder on the other side. So the second one too, I joined it together. It's two two back. You can see from the video that it's two. So I'll now trim it close to the stitch. Close to the stitch. This is the same thing I did for the loop parts too. And the neck parts too, you trim it close to the stitch. Then you turn it to the right parts.
Oh, did the airplane?
This is it, guys. Then I'll iron it. Be careful. Don't trim it too close and don't trim it too far away, so that you don't end up cutting your fabric. So the back parts have not, you see, I've joined the side of the front, but I've not joined the side of the back. So I'll use that side of the back that I've not joined to cover the one of the front, like this. You see the way I covered it? Then I will sew it with 1/2 inch sewing allowance together. I'll sew it right here together. 0.5 inch sewing allowance. Then the side of the back, the side of the back part, I sew it down to where I can no longer sew it. Then the rest I'll just tuck it in and top stitch it like this. This is how I clean it up. If you'll be adding sleeve to your top, this part is completely unnecessary. This is if you are making a sleeveless top. So open the sleeve area on the sequence and clothes and lining part, and I'll stitch it together with 0.5 inch like this. I'll stitch it together. And you grade it my seam. I'll cut off the excess. So if we turn it to the right part, this is what we'll have. Everything will be clean now. You see, you can iron it down before you rejoin the two sides together. You can iron everything down first, then we'll move to the next step. So this is what we have now. I've joined the shoulders together, and I've cleaned up the arm over here too. So we measure what we have from one side to the other. We have 16 inches. Meanwhile, I've got 27, half of 27. So I will take 1.5 inch on both sides. I've measured it. I did that and I ironed it flat. So we'll do the same thing on this side too. We open it up like this, and sew together with 1.5 inch and iron it flat. still haven't finished the top part. I joined the right side to the right side of my two skirts, and the lining I put adnet on it and joined together with the. So this is the end result of my dress. Then I made a train, a detachable train, another skirt. Then this band too is a belt sash. So if you'd like to see how I made all those, please watch my next video. I'll be uploading that soon. Thank you. Thanks for watching. I really appreciate you guys. Bye for now.